we're going to be talking about domain and range. And domain and range deal with what's called a relation. A relation is a relationship between two variables. For example, a chart with two columns, a point with two coordinates, x and y, an equation with two variables. The idea is, with domain and range, domain is going to be all the possible x coordinates, and range is going to be all the possible y coordinates. So what's going to happen overall is we're going to start to write sets of domain and range. So consider the following relation. We have x and y coordinates. We want to find the domain, and then we want to find, of course, the range. If you notice, before I even get to this, I've got a little study edge tip for you guys. When you write a set, only list each number one time and list it in order. Got it? Write it one time and in order, smallest to largest. Considering this relation, find the domain, and then we'll find the range. Find the domain. Remember, a coordinate is x comma y, meaning I'm going to look at all the x coordinates, 2, 3, 1, and 4. I'm going to write it in order, meaning the smallest is 1, then 2, then 3, 8, then 4. Now remember our set notation. So all of these elements are the set for the domain. Then the range is all the y's. In this case, we would have 3, 7, 2, and 3. 3, 7, 2, and 3. The smallest is 2. 3 appeared twice, but you only put it one time. And then lastly, 7, we put it in set notation. So here's an example of given some points. How do you write the set for domain and the set for range? Next up, let's talk about a line segment. So looking at this line segment, we're going to look at the ends, the end points of a line segment. For domain, remember, domain is x's, and we have our x-axis and our y-axis. To find the domain in this case, we look at the point furthest or farthest to the left. If we go to the left, I see that that point is -2. We take the point farthest to the right. The point furthest to the right is going to end up being +2 in this case. See it? It's +2. So basically, you're going to look to the left, then you're going to look to the right, and when you write it in the following form. The smallest number is -2, the largest number is 2, and x is between these two numbers. And make sure you write the inequality correctly. The way you read this is x is between -2 and 2. Or more specifically, x is greater than or equal to -2. X is less than or equal to +2, meaning it's in between. So for domain, you look left and right. For range, you look down and then up. Look for the point furthest down. The y-coordinate furthest down is going to end up being 1, and the one furthest up is going to be 3. So furthest down would be 1, furthest up would be 3. We want to write this again, 1 and 3, bottom number, top number, the smallest, the largest, the lowest, the highest. And y would be in between these two numbers. So there you go for a line segment. I want you guys to go ahead and try this one. Pause the video, find me the domain, find me the range. So we look furthest to the left. Don't worry about up and down. Domain is again left to right. We go furthest to the left. The leftmost number for x is -2. The rightmost x is +2, and it's everything in between. For range, the lowest y is -1. The highest y is 3. Because remember, a coordinate, once again, is x comma y, and y would be between these two numbers. You've got your domain and your range. I want you to try one more here on the very bottom. Pause the video one more time, okay? And give this one a try, just a little different. Okay, now here we have what's called a continuous piecewise line segment. A lot of words, right? Basically, it's just a broken up little piece of lines all connected together. It still follows the same idea. What is the leftmost x? And the leftmost x is going to be 1. The rightmost x is going to be 10. So that would be the domain, which is your x's, is between 1 and 10, and everything in between. Then your range is your lowest and your highest y's. Your lowest y is 1. Your highest y is 8, meaning y will be between had was called a parameter.
And then we're going to remember, oh yes, very good. X is the domain. You're so good. It's too bad I don't have my cell phone with me, or I would reduce your probing. Range is the Y. X is domain, range is Y. All right, well, let's catch up with our buddy Patrick. And in the spirit of keeping things G-rated, we have fast-forwarded a song or two by Patrick. Not that Patrick is bad, but maybe the choices of the song. He had some not so G-rated songs. So anyways, I do believe in this video Patrick is going for $50,000. That might be a good question for me to ask you. $50,000. That's a lot of comic books.
We're back, folks. Sitting next to me is Patrick Kramer. Patrick Kramer is the proud owner of 25,000 shiny new dollar bills. We're trying to double his money right now, going for $50,000.
Neck for you. Family pack. I said he was going for $50,000. Not that he had it. I'll remember. Neck. Family pack.
He's chosen the category of breakup songs. Let's take a look and see what your two choices are. She's Not There by the Zombies and Don't Leave Me This Way by Thelma Houston. Now's when it begins to get tough.
Yes. She's Not There, the Zombies.
She's Not There, the Zombies. $50,000.
We need 7 missing words from it. Got it.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. The Zombies, She's Not There.
No one told me about her, the way she lied. When no one told me about her, how many people cried. But it's too late to say you're sorry. Why should I know? Why should I care? Please don't bother trying to find her. She's not there. But let me tell you about the way she looks, the way she acts, and the color of her hair.
2007, Toddy Wanted Records coming straight to the streets. Knocking out the box, Patrick Kramer. The way she acts and the color of her hair. You sang that like you knew it. I'm not even going to bother with all the talking about the backups or whatnot. You've already got $25,000. What are you going to do?
You know, Wayne,
Yes, sir.
I'm good.
You good?
We're locking it in.
We're going to reveal the last 3 words. Here we go. Is it of her hair? Yes. Now it's time to reveal the final remaining words. Is it act and the color?
Alrighty, peeps. Don't forget, domain, X, Y, range. You got 2 minutes. Stand and stretch, talk to neighbor, and then we're rolling.